say neon trim away jerseys. Carlton right away. Third time that these two teams are seeing each other this season. They come in with the split, and I think a big win and giving Minnesota their first loss on their...
Remember, we had that game. That was a very eerie night.
There's a lot going on. There was a storm coming through early. Nafisa Collier did finish that game with 32 points. How does Atlanta continue on? Howard very slow to get up off the floor. Finally able to get up, but finally reasonably so. One of the players that has been mentioned in the ranks of Bridget Carlton has come to play.
Well, Bridget Carlton, I mean, the goal for her, according to...
Steps up in the absence of Nafisa Collier. Bridget Carlton was held scoreless against Atlanta in that win. The last 3 games can generate in many different ways as the pick and roll good. The timeout will be called early for the Atlanta Dream as the Lynx have a 10-4 start.
Total by 7. With a win tonight, the Dream will tie the record for wins in a season at 23.
Some great stuff there, especially for Atlanta, finding some new success with so many moving parts, but
Pal gets the birthday 2 to go, 2 feet inside the paint. I like that, Pal.
Alicia Gray stuck with it. Gets the steal and the bucket. A quick back after tough losses. Atlanta losing to Vegas. And Bailey, I'll give you the update. Ryan Howard just leaned in front.
The scoring was a struggle for Gray, and the defense is definitely going to be keying in on her.
Leading with his team and challenging them to communicate how much time is on the shot clock.
That the defense stay attached to her, and that's why. That was a transition 3.
Leads all the way to the #1 offense in the league. McBride baseline off of Kayla. She's that good. Gray, step back, triple, just off out, eyes up. Naz Hillman, the quick release from the corner.
Can't stop that when Gray has that much momentum going to the basket.
8 on the shot clock. Maya Caldwell, who just checked in.
Down some way, somebody's not going to communicate.
Bridget Carlton.
A little bit too much on that one. Alana Smith came over and I think surprised Griner. And that broke down that defense and left Maya Caldwell wide open on the corner.
3rd turnover for Minnesota.
The opponents to have a lot of points off turnovers, that is. Has the highest defensive and offensive rating in the league.
Singh, after the leg injury that she suffered against Phoenix. Tahina again in the corner.
Dazzle. We don't need them passes. That was nice, Angel.
For Brittany Griner to grab. McBride, another touch. Oh, Kayla McBride filling it early with 10.
How that we usually see. She meant business coming into tonight.
Once again, real time. Extra pass for the Dream. The league record 9. She also had those 8 in just the first half. Underneath. And that's the back-to-back turnovers, trying to get it on the inside.
Minnesota's going to be committed to defending the post.
Tahina just off the rim, and Brittany Griner. Some juice, something.
And that's, we don't even say that a lot for Atlanta because usually.
Ryan got.
But that's what happens when you take high percentage shots. You give your teammates.
Janae Carrington, as she is now in her 6th game with the Dallas Wings after the better.
What a trade, though. What a pickup
at Dallas. And that will be a travel. Can't pass it to yourself.
For Kimbra, who had a season high against this Minnesota team in the win. So, you know, she's jacked to come in this one.
Final minute in the first quarter. Griner seeing 4 bodies on the board. So another look at the free throw line for the Atlanta Dream. Brittany Griner stepping up now. Brittany Griner as Ryan Howard took the cookies. Give her the milk. Well for Atlanta.
Wait for the Dream.
She has definitely turned it up for Atlanta. Coffee recently checking in. The look. Bree Jones gets it back. And Kaylin Sherrod so quick, couldn't connect, and that will do it for the first quarter. Wow, the is on the bench right now as we send it to Bailey Burmaster.
Yeah, hearing from the huddle, Minnesota's able to get behind. Angel and Tab.
Thanks, baby. I love that when we speak to Carl Smesco, we can be better.
Absolutely, and it was the defensive communication on the back end. They gave up.
Atlanta on a 13-0 run. Dejanay pulls up in and out.
When Gray is just passing and running by Walker Kimbrough like that, I love the handoff. And that's how that happened.
And that's what's so different, too, because on the 3, now she has been very good for them. 4 of the 5, she's been in double figures.
Well, she's still figuring out when her green light happens. You know, those are all things she has to get used to on this new team, but she's such a...
Is already stacked. Do you. Be you. That's the reason we brought you in. Is Fort Minnesota after the last 5 takes. Gray somehow keeps it. Minnesota hasn't had a field goal in the last 4 minutes and change, as that one will break you the game at this point. Gray off the bounce, takes the hit.
Edge and cut off baseline.
So Gray will step up to the free throw line for the first time.
And so I got clearance from Tahina, since it's her birthday, for a little bit of pow-pow start often before South Carolina.
That's a good one. A smile for
Always.
her. Getting back to Courtney Williams pull up, misses every 57%. Knox Hillman left alone, lines it up, can't. Back-to-back turnovers for the Lynx. 9th turnover and Alicia Gray.
All-star, Angel, we said this. We said Alicia Gray needs to finish off 2 feet in the paint because the defense is starting to double and triple team her. This is an MVP caliber player right now.
And there is a stoppage of play because the officials are trying to... I think we left that, everyone being friends. Lead for Atlanta, 7-10 in the second quarter, and an offensive foul after...
Straight on the offensive end, excuse me.
Maria Kleondikova in the last game. 3rd turnover for a few substitutions for Cheryl Reeve. 7 turnovers in the last 11 possessions.
And Kayla McBride had to get an extra time.
They're trying to communicate if there was a... McBride gets it. Just to clarify, the foul was up to Atlanta to really put on the gas, press on the gas against a team. BG, in and out. Maria pulls up, and Tahina saw a lane, decided to go against it. Bree Jones for outside. Heidemann working baseline, rolls that in the second quarter. Tahina, extra pass in the corner, finds Maya Caldwell.
All 6 of her points from beyond the arc.
The mark, a battle for the bigs. Maria, Bree Jones. Here comes Kayla McBride between her and Maria.
Cheryl Reeve is livid at her team.
Tahina pulls up to your trivia. Bridget Carlton off the deck, blocked by Bree Jones. So, Bree Jones, they'll call the foul on. That'll be her first.
And we don't see her get that emotional over a call very often.
That angle had about 3 different players in front.
I think if anything, it's the body riding her as she was going.
Leash, logo 3.
Behind the defenses.
2 players for the Dream in double figures, as in the broadcast I say Atlanta. 9 to go. Ryan Howard pulled here, screen up.
Defense all over the place, just moving and communicating.
Bree Jones, catch. Nas Hillman going out to...
Not a lot of time for Atlanta to work with on that position.
Courtney pull up. Hina Pow still handling the point guard duties in a elite. McBride finds a diving. Jessica Shepard going at Gray. The spin move and the 6-0 run for the Lynx. Gray found the footing and can't connect to Hina Pow. Some friendly fire there. She got bumped by Brittany Griner. Battle of the bigs between Smith and Griner. Griner still going at it. Smith comes in. And the Coffee said, nice try. But Atlanta looking for some points, trying to bring an end to this run for the Lynx.
Well, both teams have been not allowing second chance opportunities, been one and done.
Ryan Howard, rather. Howard got the angle. Sorry matchup between the Lynx and Dream as Minnesota closes out on an air she left off, and the Lynx get the ball back. They didn't have any action. Lisa Gray gets the pick and gets the 6.
Minnesota's so used to having her handle the ball, they want to try to keep it out of her hands, but
Atlanta has their season high, forcing opponents into 22. Can they keep it going? Very quick 6-0 run to come out of this halftime.
And she turned it up in the second half. Atlanta's got to keep Williams in their sights this entire
to reset the offense. Lost Carlton. High from outside. Guarding Smith on the inside. And
creative ways. It can be in the paint. It can be from behind the arc, from the free throw line, you name it.
Find some more offense. They do have some time left. 8 on the ticker and a turnover. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Now they're sitting at 8. 7, excuse me, and a defense. Gray in the spin. Oh, bag, and she's deep in it. As far as Gray getting to her shots, Courtney Williams, they've had 2 different times where they've had 8-0 runs. There's only been 1 lead change in this ball.
10 in that area.
Bree Jones doing a great job. Hand on it. 5 left. And a travel violation. Another turnover in the game for Atlanta. Nas Hillman guarding the 3 on Smith. I think she may be okay.
The secret is you have to wrap it and then tuck it into the lap.
Great defense for Bree Jones. And Kayla McBride.
Into McBride, she definitely surprised her. That was a real reaction, but it's just so funny because...
Well, now guarded by Smith. 8 on the shot clock. Bree Jones bodying inside
the paint.
Atlanta again. Turnover, excuse me, as the dish on the inside is broken up by the Lynx. Sing the floor. Less than halfway through in the third quarter. Smith, pull up. Leash going at Carlton. Spin move, fade away, and
key in on Alicia Gray because this team just has too many threats.
Bridget Carlton, a threat of her own. Atlanta, they have the 2-point lead. 3:45 left. Stallion was saying, like, my goodness.
Look at that, 8 points, 4 of 6 from the field. 1-800-DREAM.
Dream. That is a fake number, people. Please don't call the number. This is a team that has had its fair share of adversity, but learns from. They did not lose a game since then until their last one against New York.
Actually handed them that loss.
Atlanta coming on the shot clock. Griner calling for the ball. More contact underneath. 4 turnovers for Atlanta in this third quarter. Out to Shepard. 7 on the shot clock. Shepard.
Group, but having to take on more offense, and you can tell Cheryl Reed was livid at halftime, and she really laid
entry. Gray, rare miss at the rim. Atlanta, Griner, and able to kick it out. Carlton. Heidemann. Finally, we have a 4-point lead. The dish.
Nice.
Underneath finds Griner.
To Brittany Griner at the end.
Smith lines it up. Opportunity to get the ball back if they get a stop here, about a 2-second difference. Janae in the right place at the right time again, trying to get the putback.
What's our...
Been in double figures for
Atlanta's also a physical team. Haven't really been allowing any second chance opportunities, not a lot at least.
2 run over the last 5 minutes of play. That gives them a 6-point. Lovely story.
Call our hotline, 1-800-DREAM. That she just came back jacked, and it's just helped her with her overall health, physicality.
To Atlanta, they did not lose a game